Welcome to Loving Beyond the I Do podcast. This power couple is building stronger marriages one day at a time. Talking about real issues on love, relationships, and marriage longevity. Let's break down the barriers and engage in healthy conversation with your hosts, Jason and Tina Marie. Take a seat and buckle up because things are about to get real.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Loving Beyond the I Do podcast with your host,
Jason and Tina Marie.
I went over my line.
Yeah, you're gonna take my stuff.
That's okay.
Hey, for you guys that's watching on YouTube, you probably seen I had a wardrobe malfunction, and I was having some technical difficulties with my headphones. I accidentally unplugged.
Noticing that? Nobody cares.
Okay, well, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Well, I appreciate that. No one cares. But hey, again, welcome. We appreciate you listening to another episode of Loving Beyond the I Do.
Yes, we are grateful and appreciative that you come back and listen every week and that you give us comments, concerns, information. And last episode, we asked you guys to fill out a case study. Mm-hmm. We still need you guys to go on to legendaryrelationship.com / case study so that you can fill it out. And we need that information. So for all of you guys who have been in a relationship ever in your life and plan to be in one, a
happy and successful one at that.
Or you're in one, please go out to our website and fill out that case study. We need that information. So thank you again.
Thank you in advance. So this week we had a lot of information thrown at us from I think Instagram, right? A lot of people
information, questions.
Oh, well,
people make comments.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was a lot of information. People were asking us stuff, people were requesting this, that, and the other. So I will say information and
so this week we're going to be a little different. We're going to take some of the questions that we received and we're just going to talk about them.
Sure. Oh,
right?
This is going to be interesting.
Or we're not going to talk about them. If I don't have anything to say, I'll skip over and pass it and let Jason talk about it. So we're going to do things a little bit different this week.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so the first question from Instagram, and I'm not going to say who posted this question to us or anything like that. So this is interesting. So the first one.
Well, they would have known that if you didn't say anything. Like if you just ask the question, they're not going to say, "Well, who said that?"
Right. So but I'm not gonna shout anyone out. But I want to say thank you for the questions and thanks for the tags for the spirit wear or the merchandise that you guys purchased and you're wearing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Also,
Loving Beyond the I Do podcast. That's us right there.
That's us right there. And for those of you that's watching us on YouTube, you can see our merch,
our shirts, our merchandise.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. Let's get started.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so
let's take the first one.
The first one.
Mm-hmm. Let's read the first one. Go ahead and read the first one.
Okay, so your child is sick and needs to stay home. Which parent should stay home?
Okay.
I
think that's an issue that doesn't need to be an issue, right?
True.
Because right now, some parents are working from home, so that makes it easy.
Right.
But if they're not working from home, I think that it should be the parent that is able to stay home. I don't think it's like who should. It should be, I can take off work, so it's not a problem, or I can take off work. The person who has the most understanding job or the most leniency to do it.
Okay. So
where it wouldn't be,
right, threatening
for them to be fired.
I like that too. Mm-hmm. But let's say that it's equal. You both could possibly stay home and take care of the child.
Okay. So it's not a problem. He could stay home or she could stay home.
Right.
Okay. Either one of you guys could stay home.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
So what's
your answer?
My question is...
No, it's not a question. Your answer. What's your answer?
My answer is...
So my answer was, I said it should be the parent who has the most flexibility in their job.
Right.
Okay, now he switched it and he said...
They both have flexibility.
Okay, so it's even. Flexibility is even. So his answer is...
The wife.
I'm sorry?
The wife should stay
home
and take care of the child.
Why you say that?
Because if you don't, I'm probably going to be calling you every 5 minutes asking you, what am I supposed to do? How am I doing this? What time do I do this?
That's not true. That's not true. You stayed home with the kids and
Yeah,
you
they weren't
took
sick.
Yeah, when they were sick, you took
Right.
care of them very well. So I don't think that says it for the man.
I'm just
I
saying.
think some men are more qualified than women.
Okay.
Not all roles are equal. Not all
I didn't say they
women,
were, but
right. But so not all women
Right.
have that
or the
automatic nurturing or care for.
or the woman could just be calling back every so often, every 30 minutes, going, "Hey, did you take care of this? Did you?"
Well,
do
that's
that?
what I was thinking. That's what I thought you were going to say the first time. Like, if the man stays home, the woman is going to call, like, "Hey, are they
Right.
better? Hey, did you do this?" Hey, so to eliminate that, you just let them stay.
Right.
Is that what you were saying?
Right, because if the man stay home, he's gonna say, "Oh, let me call and find out what time should I do this, or what should I, how should I do that?"
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So, but
All right.
I think again, we can't. There are no gender roles because
I didn't say it right.
No. But I'm saying in today's society, so many men step up to the plate and is the sole provider, or can do that role where the wife is out working and the dad is at home taking care of the kids. So I think I think it should be the flexibility of the job.
Oh, for sure.
Because I think a parent, if you care about your child, either way.
Right.
So if you stay home, I'm going to call anyway to make sure they're doing. If you're a parent and you go to work and you don't call back, that's not a caring parent. So you're gonna.
It all depends on the job too, because you can go to work and get busy.
Well,
and
that's
get caught
true
up.
too.
Right.
But I think
if I know that the child is safe and secure at home.
Even if I had that type of job, I would still find a break or something. I mean, there's absolutely no job where you can't take a 5-minute break and go check on your child, especially if you have a sick child at home.
Right.
So I think if the flexibility is in both parents equally, then I think either one of them could do it.
They could.
So
I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer here.
I think in marriage there's enough issues, so we shouldn't make issues where issues are not. Now, if both people can't, like both of them, like I can't take off anymore and you can't take off anymore, so now we're arguing over who should do it, flip a coin. Right? Why? Because if I have to stay home and I get in trouble with my job, then I'm upset at you when you're really not the issue. The issue is that I can't take off. I have that type of job where I can't take off.
Right.
And the problem in marriage is that we're always placing blame in places where it shouldn't be.
True.
Right?
True.
So
I mean, you call between a rock and a hard place if you in a position where you can't really take off anymore.
Exactly. So I'm upset with you because you won't take off. You're upset with me because I can't take off. So now we're arguing over who's going to stay home with the child when the real issue is the type of job that we have. Right.
Exactly.
So
right.
If we're better secure financially with better jobs, not that everybody can, but I think that's something we should think about when we go into having kids. Like, who's going to take off? Maybe that, how people have prenups before they get married.
Yeah.
We should have something written out. A pre baby.
Yeah, that's fine in the beginning.
Nups,
but
right. So if the baby gets sick, you stay home this day, I stay home that day, because marriage already comes with a boatload of issues and problems.
Yes.
And then we put those problems into our marriage when it's not really us. We know that we have to go, and sometimes we have those really demanding employers where we can't, or we have those jobs that we cannot call off. So I think it should be kind of like every other time, like, okay,
flip a coin.
Right, flip a coin.
Yeah.
That makes it easy.
And like you said, you may take off this time, I'll take off the next time. It all depends on if either one of us in the middle of a project or something like that.
Or if one parent is always doing it and the other person isn't, then I think that's unfair. Right? So we have to get that straight up front.
Right.
And then that breeds more animosity and problems and issues that's not really the issue, right? We're arguing over this bag of chips.
Right, really.
It's not about the bag of chips.
Right.
Right. Okay. So I think there's a lot of different factors that play into that, but for the most part, if both of our jobs are flexible, then we come to a compromise, and that's what marriage is, a compromise. If neither job is flexible, then we flip a coin. Right?
And we just
you call your boss and see if you can do it. I call my boss and see if I can do it. And whichever boss is understanding, then that person takes off.
Okay.
So you can play different kind of ways.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we have to think outside the box. We have to stop arguing over crap that doesn't make sense to argue over. And I can see that being a huge issue in a marriage.
Oh, for sure.
And that one little thing now carries over to the next month and the next month and the next month. So part of being happy in marriages is that learning to talk about, handle situations like an adult.
Right. And
Right?
a situation that's out of your control. Child gets
Yeah,
sick, that's out of your
right,
control.
right.
But you have to still resolve the issue.
Yeah, because you don't want to stay home and be upset, and then you're taking it out on
So
the
now,
child.
so now you're mad because
Right.
I got stuck at home.
Then the
when
other parent calls to check on them, and you're not
Right.
answering, and we're
Oh.
playing games. Like, being in marriage and having children is a part of growing up and maturing, right? So
Right.
we have to make sure that if we want happy marriages, we're doing the things that's going to make happy marriages, right?
That's right.
And that is both of us providing for the child equally, however we can, balancing that out. I'll do it this time, you do it next time, or whatever.
Right. So there it is. It all depends on your situation.
Yeah, I don't think it's who
that-
should or who
right.
shouldn't.
It's not a right or a wrong.
Right,
It's who's available to take care of it at that time.
right.
Whatever best for the family is what you should do.
Whose ever job is more understanding.
Right.
All right, next
Okay.
question.
All right. Next question is,
Even though I did remember you just saying that the wife should stay home. I don't know why you said that, but
I'm just saying the
gonna
wife
let
should
it-
stay home because then that way, one, you don't have to call back and ask me or, like,
It's not about you, it's them.
you won't have to ask them, hey, did you take care of this? Did you take the temperature? Did you do this? Did you call the doctor? Did you do all that other stuff? Or
Well, I think
me calling you going, what time am I supposed to take the temperature?
or you calling me.
What's the
Did you do
doctor's
this?
number?
Because you do the same thing. Hey, did you do this? What did they do that? How are they feeling? What did you give them this? Did they come up with that, or did they throw it? Well, why did they? You
Yeah.
do the same thing. So
I do.
I don't think it should have been a woman. But
I didn't
okay.
say a woman. I just said, and
The
if
wife.
it was
You said
my
the
case,
mom.
yeah, in my case, it'd be the mom. But that's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, there's
question.
no right or wrong way, but there's something you just have to figure out. So,
Well,
good question.
I don't like to work anyway, so if I had an excuse to stay home, I would. So, but I don't need an excuse.
There you go. All right. So the next,
I don't work out of the house, and I don't have any babies.
so true, so true. Yeah, empty nesters is a nice thing. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue. I'm just getting tongue tied here.
I don't know.
All right. So thank you for that question. That was a good question. Next. So you're being introduced to your spouse's.
Introduced.
Yeah, you're being introduced to a family member of your spouse. How should that spouse introduce you? One, by your name, or as being the spouse. My wife, my husband.
Yeah, but your wife still has a name, right?
Yeah, she has a name, and your
when
husband
you
does too.
introduced me- so when you introduced me to your relatives, I'm sorry, when I introduced you to your relatives. So when you introduced me to some of your relatives for the very first time who knew that we were married,
Right.
how did you introduce me?
I said Tina Marie. I said this is Tina Marie.
No, you didn't.
I said this is my wife Tina.
That's exactly what you
Okay,
said. And
so this
you
is my
still
wife
say
Tina.
that.
Okay.
This is my wife Tina. So the question is, what if they don't introduce you as their
Why?
mate,
Right.
as their husband or their wife?
Right, and just gives you the name.
Okay, so hi, this is Jason. I do that. Hi, this is Jason. No, I always say my husband,
Yeah, that's
unless
that's
I don't
the
want
right
people
answer.
to know you my husband.
Exactly. That's what it kind of feels like. And
But
I
if it's
guess
a relative-
but I guess it's from this question.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also read into it. Don't your relatives know that you're married? So
So I guess
You
that's
can
the
look at it that
question.
way.
So
Right, that's the question
this.
is.
Does the person know that you're married? So it's a relative, and maybe the relative doesn't know
Okay.
that they're married. Maybe they recently got married, right?
that's a possibility.
Right. So without having further information to kind of get a really good answer, the question would be to that person is, did the relatives know that you were married? Okay. Were you recently married? If the relatives did not know you were married, then I would wonder, like, why are you introducing me as Tina and not your wife, Tina? Or maybe it's the relative that you didn't want to know. Maybe you didn't tell your family.
Right.
I mean, not everybody shares that information.
Right.
And maybe, we do have those family members that are like, you'd be like, I don't want to hear what they have to say.
right,
Like,
so,
they're troublemakers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think?
I think I would just introduce you as my wife Tina. That's what I would say. I say, this is my wife Tina Marie.
Okay, so the question is, how would you feel if I introduce you to my relatives as just Jason?
I don't think I would have a problem if we were at a family function. I wouldn't get that bent out of shape because I am Jason, right? So,
But what if they don't know that we're married?
Well, that's on them. I know I'm married. right? If I know I'm married, it's not a big deal.
I guess the question is, did you have a ring on? Right? That tells it all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But a lot of people would say.
Did he put a ring on it? Did she put a ring on it?
So yeah, that's the thing.
I need to get my nails done.
So yeah,
I've been working out, guys. I know this has nothing to do with the podcast, but I've been working out lately, back into the gym, and every day that I've gone to the gym, I've broken another nail. So just wanted to put that out there. So if anybody said, "Wow," if anyone out there would love to set me an appointment and get my nails done for me, that would be like awesome.
Yeah, everybody looking at me.
Hint, hint. Right, right. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Okay, so got to take care of ourselves, right?
That's true.
All right, so I guess the question is, one, were you guys wearing rings? Mm-hmm. Right?
All right. Good observation.
Right. So if you have a ring on and somebody says this is, the first thing I'm going to do, right, if somebody introduces me to somebody that they're with, I'm going to notice if there's a ring. So that I don't even have to ask the question.
Right.
Okay, because my name is Tina, so, or Tina Marie. Mm-hmm. So the other thing is, were you recently married? So if you were recently married and
I could see that
you didn't have the ring on, I don't know, and you want his family to know that he has legitimized it or that she has legitimized it, I guess I could understand the issue of introducing your spouse as just their first name.
Right.
The question is that, again, let's not add trouble where trouble doesn't need to be. There's enough problems in marriages.
Right. And I think this is a nothing issue.
Or
it's more internal to the individual.
On how long they've been married.
Right. And if you're newly,
I'm thinking the person who asked this question has to be newly married, because that's the only reason why they wouldn't know that you were married.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
There's a lot of people out there that do not share things with their family, so maybe there's a reason why.
Right. If you didn't have a wedding, and then you might have
or the person doesn't want his family to know. Like you have to
or you just assume this is my husband, and I'm introducing you to all of my different family members, and I'm introducing you as your name, as who you are. This is Tina Marie. This is Tina Marie. Auntie, this is Tina Marie. So
I guess it all depends. You would have to ask your spouse, if the first time they introduced you to their family members, and like the very first time of the evening, and they introduced you just by your name and not with your title, your handle, then I would say pull your mate over to the side and just say, hey, is there a reason why you're not introducing me? I wouldn't get upset. I wouldn't make it an issue. I would pretty much ask.
Nope.
Yeah, I would pretty much ask. And maybe it's just if you were recently married, like that's how they've always introduced you, right?
Right.
So,
and they don't see anything wrong.
It could be a number of reasons, but if you don't ask, you won't know. So we sometimes jump to the conclusion that it's something more than what it actually is. And sometimes people we're creatures of habit, right?
Yeah, that is your name. So if they call you out your name, then that'd be different.
I think if they just wanted the title.
I think so too.
And I think once you get married, you look to be introduced by that title.
I do too. So I feel like it's more of a newlywed type of question.
I think you would feel some type of way if we went to some type of event and I just introduced you as, oh, hey, this is, Jason, and not as my husband. I think you would feel some type of way. And I think I would too.
Okay.
I think, but as a relative, that makes it different, because the only way a relative wouldn't know is if you just recently got married or you don't want your relatives to know. So again, not enough information to really answer that question. But again, I would say
that's a quick conversation as you go on.
And I think I'm going to say this with pretty much all the questions. Marriage comes with enough baggage, right? Mm-hmm. Let's not add to the problem. We have to, and that's one of the things that makes marriages work, is that we have to not add to it, but keep taking away, right? We have to learn how to combat those issues before they happen. We have to learn how to compromise. We have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to understand and ask questions. And all of that comes with understanding that if we start a marriage off right, some of the muck that we get stuck in, we don't have to go through.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that you don't want to get stuck in this conversation.
Or you don't want to get bent out of shape for something that's
no.
Really
like you can just have a quick conversation after you leave from in front of the person you were introduced to, and just say, hey, you know what, Tina Marie, listen. Like, can you just say, Jason, my husband? And then that'll be the end of that. And then you won't have to sit there and
pouting or upset over something.
Days and whatever. Why did he introduce me like that? Or why did she do that?
Again, it snowballs into something different.
Right. Then your mind get to wondering, and then you got all types of issues for no reason at all. Right. So that's that. No, I don't think the person should be offended. I just think that if you don't like being introduced like that, then you just have a quick conversation. Hey, babe, could you just, let them know I'm your husband?
You shouldn't, but I might get I might wonder. I might get
but if you
we've
just
been married for a while and it's totally new people that I've never met.
We're talking about family. We're not talking about strangers.
So that's what I said. It makes a difference. If we're talking about family, then I would want to know why. I would just ask the question. I mean, but if it's strangers and
strangers, definitely. I'm going to say this is my wife.
Some type of way.
Right now, I'm going to tell a stranger that this is my wife.
Maybe there's a reason why you don't want people to know I'm your wife.
Well, that's true too.
Right.
But then I need to have that conversation with you and let you know, look, baby, I didn't tell them that you're my wife.
Your ex-girlfriend may show up and you don't want.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna say this is my wife because I'm gonna throw my chest way out there. Yep.
Well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's that answer, right? So.
All right.
Don't get bent out of shape on it.
Yeah.
All right. There's bigger things to worry about. Okay. So now. Let's get to the next one. So someone's getting married or, soon coming up, and they are having or going through different type of emotions. Is it a
So are you reading the question or are you just formulating it to yourself?
I am paraphrasing the question.
Paraphrasing the question. All right.
Yes.
He's paraphrasing the question. So the question
So go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
So the person is getting married. They're having all types of different type of emotions. They want to really know if that's good or bad. And they're getting wedding jitters, and they want to get some words of encouragement. How do we feel about that?
Is it good or bad? Well, the question is, what are the jitters? Are the jitters good or bad? Again, not
are they jitters? One, are they jitters or are they red flags?
Well, the thoughts. So jitters are usually thoughts, right?
Right.
Because you're sitting there and you're in your own head.
Your inner soul.
Right. So you're in your own head. So the question I would say is that is that
your intuition speaking?
Well, what are the thoughts?
Right.
What are the thoughts that you're having?
Obviously, they must not be.
Do you feel like you're making a mistake? Do you feel like
you're not ready? This may not be the person.
Are you feeling like maybe you rushed it or they're rushing it or you're doing it for the wrong reasons?
Yeah, something doesn't sit. For me, it sounds like from the question that something doesn't sit right with that person's soul. That they're feeling a little bit uneasy. The only
time people get jitters is, maybe they have children, or maybe this is their second relationship. And so they're bringing that baggage from the first relationship into the, so that's what they're like. You have to understand basically, again, not enough information. You have to give us more to say, okay, what are those jitters? What are those thoughts? Is it thoughts that, like you said, this is not the one? That's perfectly normal, right?
I'm not sure if this is going to work.
Is it right? But if it's like, I don't want to make the same mistake twice. Do I really want to do this? Then that might be where we're just getting into our own heads, right? Or is it, well, I've pushed this person to marry me and they don't really love me. And so, I mean, like there's so many different circumstances surrounding that. When somebody's getting married, like, is it a huge wedding? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you nervous because of how your self-image?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It could be how you look in the dress or how you look in the tux. Like, is it people that they're inviting? Like, there's so many. What are the issues?
Did you take premarital counseling? Did you work through any issues that you guys might have had leading up to the marriage?
Right. Is it money issues?
Right.
So is the jitters something that you're hiding that your spouse doesn't know?
Right.
So again, in answering that question, when the person says, I'm having wedding jitters and I need encouragement, the question is, what type of encouragement do you need? Do you need encouragement validating it? Like, okay, you're doing the right thing? Or do you need encouragement saying, it's going to be okay, this is the right person, don't worry about what happened before? So it all depends on what jitters are just the thoughts that you're having, and what type of thoughts are you having?
Yeah.
Am I letting you?
Or you're hiding something. I mean, or you're hiding your feelings. Something is making you feel uneasy. You really need to
second thoughts.
Right. You really need to think about that.
And that's what I'm saying. So the thoughts, the jitters is just your thoughts.
Right.
It's the thoughts that
Right.
when you're alone with yourself and you're going through this and you're getting ready.
But when you're happy about something, you're happy
Absolutely.
about
Yes,
something.
you can't wait for it to happen.
Exactly.
You like countdown.
Yeah,
countdown.
you're like giddy if this is,
Yeah.
if everything is starting to fall into line and fall into place, you're just like super happy. Can't
Absolutely.
wait for the day. Can't wait to spend the rest of
If
your
it's
life with that
right,
person.
So if it's about the person having kids or child
Yeah,
support
but-
or
yeah, I'm just a
not
little-
working or
Right.
you're not working or something that hasn't been told or you're hiding.
I'll say make sure-
those jitters are just your thoughts
Right.
that you're thinking about something. So ask yourself, what are my thoughts and why am I having those thoughts? That'll let you know whether or not what type of encouragement you need and if this is, if you should postpone it or if you should talk to your mate about it, right?
Talk to your mate.
Or talk to if you have a minister.
You definitely need to talk to your minister if you have one.
Talk to someone who you are close to that can confide in
Right.
about the feelings that you're having.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. That's you're supposed to be happy leading up to your wedding. So if you have some reservations about, getting married, let's talk to someone. Let's make sure we're doing pre-counseling.
Or you've waited so long, like maybe you're in your 30s or 40s or even 50s, and you've waited so long to get married that
Right.
you're having jitters, second thoughts about whether or not you're going to be able to adapt to that lifestyle. Because we get used to doing things our way, coming and
Right.
going when we want to.
But again, that goes back to understanding the role and the lifestyle that you're about to take on and feeling comfortable in that.
Well, and I think that if you are thinking to get married, like you said, you would be excited about it.
Yes.
And so even if you're later in life, you would be more excited about sharing your life with someone as opposed to having preservations.
Right. When I first read the question, I said, there must be some red flags showing up that she don't. Oh, I won't. I'm just saying she, they.
All you have to do is say she or he.
Yeah, she or he are seeing, but don't really want to recognize
He
it.
or she. It doesn't
Right.
matter. Just keep going.
I know. I always go to
I
she.
know.
So anyway, yeah. So, and that's when I read. I'm like, oh, she's seeing something, and don't really want to see it. So if that's the case,
Or he's seeing something
Right.
that he doesn't really want
right?
to
Because
see.
I'm going to keep saying she because I'm a he, but he or she is seeing something
Okay.
and don't really want to see it. But then
Or-
your soul,
like I
but
said,
then,
I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Right.
It could be
Right.
something
It
in
could be
your
that. It could be
past.
kids. It could
Again,
be.
like we said, people bring their old relationships into
Right.
their new relationships.
I'm just saying how
or
I
you
read
don't
it.
really love the person. I mean,
Right.
it could be again.
Right.
That's not
now.
different
That's true
information.
too. You could be a nice person. Things could be going fine, but I may not love you the way that I need to love you
And
to marry
I'm
you.
concerned about that. Like I'm
Right.
concerned going in because maybe
Right.
I feel again. It's the thoughts.
Again, that's
It's the
a red
thoughts. What
flag.
type of, right. What
Right.
type of thoughts? What type of thoughts are you having that's giving you those jitters? And what are those jitters?
Right. If this is
And
the
then
right
just
person
answer
for
it,
you,
right.
you'll be in marital bliss. If you're going into it with your eyes wide open, you know that this is the
Both
person
parts.
for you.
Right.
And they love you, you love them. There's no reservations at all. You'll be fine. But if you question it now, you need to get that taken care of. You need to talk to your minister and really hone in and your fiance and find out and talk it all out how he really feels, how she really feels before you say I do.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much for that question. All right. So now the next question is, how important is it for your spouse to say, I love you?
How important is it?
Yeah, to verbally say, I love you.
Well, I think it's important, but I don't think it's important enough to say it every single day.
Okay. Right.
So
Yeah.
I do, and I think the longer we're in marriage or the longer we're in relationships, the less we hear it, right?
Yep.
Right. So, unless you're like me, you're really grateful. So I tell you every day.
True. You do.
So, so it all depends. But I really believe in typically, I mean, there were years that we never said it.
I mean, we said it, but it was sparingly. I mean,
We just
nothing
said,
was
like, love you,
changing.
all
So,
love you.
right.
I don't know. So I guess it's important in its own right, but
Yeah.
a person does need to know that you love them. So
I
if your
think
actions are not,
I was just
if
gonna
your
say.
actions are not in alignment with loving that person, then you need to tell them. Because if someone feels unloved, it's a reason. Their feelings are valid. Regardless of what the other person or mate is saying, if I feel like I'm not loved and I need for you to tell me, and some people just need to hear it. Right?
Yeah.
Some people need those words of encouragement or words of validation.
Well, make sure your actions back up the words too. So you telling me you love me, but you treat me like you don't love me.
Some people don't even need that. Some people just need you to tell them.
Yeah, words of affirmation.
Right.
I get it.
Right, words of affirmation. So if we argued last week and then this morning you come up and tell me, "Oh, baby, I love you," then that might be enough for me.
Really? Okay, I'll try it.
So I'm just saying, I think it depends on the person. I think it is important in a relationship to say I love you.
With meaning. I have to say with meaning. You just saying I love you and not really backing it up with any action.
Maybe you say I love you with no meaning behind it.
I say everything I say it with meaning. When I say I love you, I mean it. I love you. And I mean it.
Okay, so...
That's right.
But we fall into that category. Remember what we said, where you just saying it, and it's just you're just saying.
Right, you have no emotion to it.
All right, baby, love you. All right, love you too. All right, talk to you later. Love you. All right, love you.
Yep.
So there's no meaning there. I mean, there's no feeling there.
True.
So that's what I mean by sometimes we say it and there's absolutely no feeling behind it.
And that's true, and that may be in that instance. But
then
I'm showing you.
Saying it, I guess if you're not saying it,
and you're not showing it, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but I'm saying is, if I'm saying it like, hey, you know what, have a nice day. If I'm saying, I love you.
That's how we kind of say it sometimes.
Right, which is fine.
In the coming and going, right?
Right. But then in the evening or throughout the day, I'm showing you that I love you.
But that person, not everybody is a showy person.
I understand that.
So
you don't have to, and I'm not talking about buying things now.
This is another question where there's not enough information.
Right. And we don't need a lot of information.
They're asking, is it important? Well, the thing is,
if it's important to you, it is important.
That's true. If it's important to you, then it is important. If that's something that you need in the relationship, that should be expressed and talked about with you and your mate.
Right.
That's something that should be communicated.
That's one of the 5 love languages.
Right. So if the person says, well, I don't want to tell you because you should be able to tell by the things that I do, you can just come back and say, I appreciate the things that you do. I sometimes I just need it to be affirmed.
Yeah.
So I think that, as you said, Jason, I think saying the words I love you in a relationship is important, very important if it's important to that person. 100%. So to me, it may not be as important, and I may not only need to hear it every blue moon. And whenever I need to hear it, I'll just ask, "Baby, you love me?" And then he'll tell me. So if you don't want to be that person that asks, but see, I just ask just to ask because I know you love me, right?
Of course, and I show you that I love you.
Right.
Yes. I might not say it every day, but I show you.
You show me that you love me all the time.
90% of the time. I mean, it might be 10%. I might not show you something. Yeah,
it be questionable.
That's true. I'm not 100% on, baby. I'll be the first to admit that. I do the best I can.
Do I show you? Or am I questionable sometime too?
You questionable sometime. Right.
What do you mean?
I mean, deep down inside, I know you do, but sometimes I'll be like, boy, that woman.
What about what woman? We talking about me? You talking about me?
Oh, yes, Tina Marie, I'm talking about you. Yep. Yeah. You get kind of sassy sometimes. Well, I have to kind of.
Sassy doesn't mean I don't love you.
I didn't say it didn't. I just said sometimes make you.
Do I say it often enough for you? Are you a person
that you
who
love
needs,
me?
Yeah. Are you a person who needs word of affirmation?
I don't.
I think you do.
Okay.
I think you do.
All right.
You say you don't.
I don't.
Because sometimes you be getting a little salty, and then I have to say, "Baby, I love you," and then you be like, "Well, why you love me?" And then I'll say, "Because you're such an awesome person."
Well, you should start with that. You're an awesome person.
Actually, I just want to tell you on the air right now, you are an awesome person, and I love you because you planted all those flowers that we usually plant together.
Yep.
That was an amazing job.
Oh, well, thank you.
So
it's a lot of work too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you gave me 3 little flowers to plant that were left over, right?
Something like that. Yep.
And I tried to plant them, and it was really hard. I said, how the heck did he do this by himself?
Yep.
He planted flowers around the entire house, over along the fence, around our shed,
around all the trees.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that is because the flowers in the front of the house, we have rocks. And so when I was trying to plant them, I just kept digging up rocks, and there was no place for me to put the little flower. And it took me so I didn't even plant all 3 of them. I just put one in front of the house and then put the other 2 in the flower pots that had dirt. I was like, this is really hard. So, and I just wanted to tell you.
Well, I appreciate that.
That wasn't, because normally we, I try to do it with you. Last year we did it together, and it went a lot faster.
Yep.
But, and I know you probably have your special way, but that was a lot of flowers that you put down. And I was like, wow, I have to commend him when he gets home.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
That was really amazing. So I just want to tell you, I love you. Thank you for putting all the flowers down, because your wife was out of town and she couldn't help you. But I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And even though they don't look as beautiful as when I would have done it.
It's coming. It's coming.
But no, I'm just messing with you. But thank you. It was really hard putting that down. And so it made me think, and sometimes, we take things for granted. So I just want to say I love you for that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, see, again,
really nice.
I may not have come in and said I love you, but I'll show you in a different way, right? By what you do and how I treat you. All of those type of things is all about how I express love.
But again, it's important to the person who needs it, because we do need words of affirmation, certain people. And if that's what I need to know, then it should not be an issue for your mate to tell you, unless your mate
If you need to hear it,
has an issue with that, then that's something you guys need to discuss.
If you need to hear it, then tell your mate, I need to hear you tell me you love me.
Right. I need to hear that. Even though I know that you love me, I just need to hear it for whatever. Sometimes we have issues growing up as children or whatever, right? So, or we're going through a rough period. Sometimes we just need to know someone loves us. So it's very important if it's important to you. That was a very good point.
Yep.
All right, next question.
All right, so someone asked, what are the benefits of marriage?
There we go with these benefits. What are the benefits? Again, I would say that's a question that does not have enough backing or information. Benefits. I mean, there's a lot of benefits.
Spending the rest of your life with the person that you love, like your soulmate, and the person that has your back. I mean, I can go on and on with benefits. Growing old together.
The thing is, I would say this. What are the benefits of having a job? What are the benefits of living? What are the benefits of buying a house? What is the benefit of having a car? Like, everything has benefits, and everything has pluses, and everything has minuses. Right? But it's what we do with those. Is what do we focus on to generate more of and get less of, right? So if I'm focusing on the positive, I'm going to get more positives. But if I'm focusing on the negatives, I'm going to get more negative.
For sure.
When I first got married, I was working at a place, and at around that time, a gentleman who was working there was getting divorced.
Okay.
And so, me being curious, George, so we were talking, and I said, well, how did you get to this spot? How did you know that you wanted to get a divorce? Like, how did you guys, get to this point? And he said to me, it's time for divorce when you have more bad times than good times. Right. So the thing is, if we know that going in, even if we're in marriage right now, right, and whatever point we're at right now, we know the goods and the bads that we have, right? It's a choice. I can either focus on all of the negatives, slap you in the face with them, be upset, create more, be unhappy, or I can accentuate the positives and just build on those, no matter how small.
Okay.
Right? So if I like that you put the dishes up, I'm gonna do that. But if I don't like you not moving your plate.
I thought we were gonna get through the podcast without you mentioning that doggone plate. I don't know how it came up.
But what I'm saying is that I can either focus on the fact that you don't move the plate, or I can focus on the positive that you put the dishes in the dishwasher and you take them out. Like, that is amazing. So even though I have to get the dishes to the kitchen, you still will load the dishwasher, and you lots of times will take them out in the morning when you get up. So we can choose to.
Yeah, I think we need to focus more on that. I want to hear more of that on the podcast, and not about that plate. All right, me taking the dishes in and out the dishwasher. Okay, go ahead.
So, it's so many things you do that are just amazing. So many things that you do.
So do you.
Father's Day, I was just thinking about. Years ago, I know that we just switched the subjects, right? Yep. So years ago, how
this is one of the benefits of marriage.
Absolutely. how, you used to let me sleep in and you would get up and get the kids ready for school. You would dress them, get their teeth, comb their hair,
make lunch,
their breakfast, and make their lunch, get them dressed, and then drive them to school, and then come back. And you would let me sleep. Like,
well, those are my kids.
5 days out of 7.
Yeah, those are my kids.
So that was just like, I thought about that on Father's Day, like all the amazing things that you do. Now I can choose to focus on, okay, he didn't do this. He didn't stay at home that time that, that they were sick, or, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But if, like anything, life is full of plus and minuses.
Right.
Life's full of benefits and non-benefits, right?
Right.
It's all what you put your attention in. So we can have really good, happy, wonderful marriages if we learn to build on the good things and not the bad things.
That's right. Right. Accentuate the good things.
I mean, I could go on and on. There are a ton of one thing, I always got a sex partner. So
for sure. That's a benefit and a half. Yeah. That might be 2 benefits. Yep.
So that's, I don't have to worry about who I'm going to be sleeping with next week.
Right.
Saying, you know what, I'm going to be celibate, or,
Right.
So that day, I got one sex partner.
And someone who loves you.
He's safe.
Yep.
And I don't have to worry about it. So that if that
and he loves you.
And he loves me. So another benefit is that I know somebody's in my corner.
True.
Right? So,
I got your back, your front, your side.
And some people may say, well, my husband or my wife is not in my corner, doesn't back me. Well, let's flip the script.
Yep.
Start being in their corner. Don't wait for them to be in yours. Start being in their corner and do things and promote them and push them, even though some people may say they do. But it has to be a two-way street. Start looking at the positive things. Turn things around.
I think that's the biggest benefit. Look at the best things in your marriage and what you want.
Or in relationships.
And then you be that.
So people say, well, I like having my space. I like doing my own thing when I want to do it. Well, that's a myth. If you're not married, then you can't say what you can't do when you're in marriage, right?
That's right.
So if I'm not single, I can't say, well, being single is bad if I don't know what being single is all about.
Right.
Right. So
there's a plus and minus to anything.
We listen to people. We listen to myths. We listen to people who may be in a relationship that want more and don't know how to get more.
Right.
So we have to see where we're getting our information from. People say, well, I can come and go as I please. I can come and go as I please, can I?
Absolutely. We both can.
And
I can spend what I want to spend.
I can do what I want to do.
Yep.
And so,
but we respect each other while we're doing it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I don't need, people say, well, when you're married, you need their permission. It's about respect.
It's about respect.
Just like if you're single and you're taking off work, you need to get the permission from your boss, right?
Right.
So it's about respect. It's not necessarily permission. It's
right.
respect.
Yeah, you guys are building something together, so you guys are working together. It's a team.
There's tons of benefit. Of benefit, but
more than we can name.
If it's not for you, then it's not for you.
Right.
Marriage is
if you're trying to compare being single to being married and seeing the benefits and the non-benefits, marriage may not be for you.
Yeah, I don't think you can,
Right. You got one person over here being single, and you got 2 people over here moving in the same direction. That's being married. That's your benefit right there. 2 people moving in the same direction to get more accomplished than one person going in a single direction. That's how I look at it, and that's the benefits of marriage.
Well, so I think that there's a ton of benefits, but
sure it is.
The issue is if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. I don't think you should saying what is the benefit like as if should I get married. I think that if that's what you want, then you should do it. If it's not, then don't.
Yep. That's it. All right. Well, you know what? That was fun. That was fun answering some of those questions.
Don't we have some more questions?
Nope. That's it, baby. You done knocked them all out. Yep.
That's a question right there.
Yeah. No, we're good.
All right. Well, I hope we answered some of your questions.
We'll say that for the next episode because that's a juicy one.
Okay.
Yep.
So, keep the questions coming.
Yep.
If you have any questions about Jason and myself, please feel free to ask.
Yep.
We don't have to answer, but if we feel it that we will, we will.
And if it can be helpful and beneficial to you, we will.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. We've overcome a lot. And we're very happy in our relationship, and we're very comfortable in our relationship, and I won't say comfortable just because we're just being comfortable and not doing anything. We're comfortable because we worked at our relationship. So we're comfortable because we love each other.
And you know what?
And we're constantly trying to get better at being married.
And sometimes when you put in this a little bit of work, sometimes things just come naturally.
It does.
Like you don't go through like a lot of issues because you've taken a different route. Right. So again, just learning to look at the positive. Now we're not. Yeah, he gets on my nerves. I get on his. We argue.
Right.
We fuss. We've gotten better with it. Right. With anything. Right. Mm-hmm. I would hope within time we all get better at whatever it is we're doing.
Exactly.
But
if we're putting time in.
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, just learning how to make things work and working together.
Yep.
Right. So, and it's a mindset, choosing. I can either choose to be happy or I can choose to dwell in things that's going to make me unhappy.
And I think from day one, we chose to be happy. We wanted to be happy. We wanted to have a happy marriage, and we worked towards having a happy marriage.
And there were a lot of things, people, situations that from the outside tried to, deter that or break that up or whatever, slander us or jealousy and you're gonna get that, right? But
we hate each other.
But because there's always something out there. Somebody always has to try to give you a negative because they see that you're positive.
Right.
So people have their ideas, their visions of whatever it is they thought our relationship was or was not. But at the end of the day, he and I know what it's about. And if we're making this thing work, then that's all that matters because it's only he and I in this relationship. That's
it. That's the only people that matters. Opinions that matter. Yours and mine. That's it.
That's it.
So, all right. So we're going to kind of cap that right there. Again, thank you for the questions. And go to pwdoneright.com to pick up some merchandise and tag us on Instagram at Legendary Relationship. And also jump over to the website at legendaryrelationship.com/case study. So you can do the case study and answer a couple of questions to kind of help us out with some research that we're doing. And
if you can't remember that, just go to legendaryrelationship.com. And at the top on the menu bar, there is a thing where you can push for case study. Yep. That would really, really, truly help us out. We need more information, market information, and we can only get that from people out there if you guys supply us. So we need to know what you need so that we can be there for you and try to deliver that. Yep. Okay? So we're trying to be real.
That's the only way we can be.
Absolutely. Be transparent.
Yep.
And there's nothing new under the sun. All marriages go through the same thing, just like all people go through the same thing, right? We all have to start from birth, and we keep living every single day, right? Yep. So until our death. But the thing is that there's nothing new, and if you don't tell us what you need and what we need to combat and what we need to talk about and what the issues are in marriage, then we can't give that to you. And we're here trying to make an impact in marriage the best way we can, and we need to know what you need. If both people want the relationship to work and you're both working at it, then we need to know the issues and the problems that you guys are having so that we can help you. Whether we've gone through them or we can find someone else that can help you or we can help you get the answers to. We need you to be open and honest, just like we're being open and honest. So go fill out that case study, and we really appreciate it.
Yep, and also join the Facebook group at Marriage Boss over at Facebook, facebook.com/Marriage Boss. And let's come on over there and let's extend the conversation from week to week. All right. So we're going to have some really
know each other on a deeper level.
Yeah. Cause we're here to help. We're here to help. Right. We're here.
And it's a community. We're supporting, we're all here to support one another. And maybe I'm at a point in my marriage that's something I've never experienced before, and I may need you. You've gone through it, or you may need us. So, having a community of people that are all in it for the same reasons makes things work easier.
For sure. So you have that, and I think that's it. Don't forget, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook at Legendary Relationship, And then we will talk to you next week. Oh, we got some really exciting
episodes
coming up. Boy, they gonna get juicy. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be some real stuff.
And don't forget to listen to us wherever you get your podcast.
Right. And don't forget to pop over to YouTube. We're on YouTube, right? We're doing videos now.
This is YouTube.
All right, so we're over at YouTube, Loving Beyond the I Do channel. So look us up on YouTube. Subscribe on your podcast app as well. Leave us a review. Tell us what you think, how it's impacting your life, how it's making a change.
Tell a friend about us, right? Each one,
definitely.
tell one.
Yeah, that's what we do. We're just trying to spread some of this love. We want everyone to have a happy marriage.
All right, and as always,
we're in it to win it.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Loving Beyond the I Do podcast. Head over to iTunes to subscribe and leave a review. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Legendary Relationship, or visit our website at legendaryrelationship.com. Till next time, remember to make every day count.